What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Prince Dragun, and your boy, the Great Saint Shogun, bringing you another Yu-Gi-Oh! Death Pro duel vid. And today, we are going to be featuring Pendulum Pandemics, or Raise, formerly known as Raise Machines. It goes by many names, you know what I'm saying? 10 gadgets, well, I guess in metagame, in certain ways, it's kind of 10 gadgets, but it's just really just rank 4 spam more than anything. But man, it's this deck is really just focused on a lot of draw power. The new pendulum, uh, you know, thing is really geared towards the new pendulum, just keeping a nice good hand and just always just having options to always keep going into. Just use your extra deck, just abuse your extra deck as much as you can. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start it off. We're gonna be playing against Mermails, and these are replays. So we're gonna be bringing you 3 replays, and then we're gonna be doing a profile on this deck, simply because we believe that Shogun and I believe that it is just that good of a deck. Like we feel like we've actually tapped into something here, and maybe put together something that we believe, like nobody else is really thought of. But alright, our opponent leads off with a Phoenix Wind Blast and an Abyss Spike, going off with a Search of a Dragoons. So we go for Mermello, and he just top decks us, and we still get the bottomless ad. So he goes for the Magello here and drops this little guy, Marksman, on me to try to get rid of the trap hole, but I can just I could just still trap Magello there. So he goes in for a considerable amount of damage here. Just having a 3 out, go for a Behemoth Shark and an Abyss right here, Abyss Trite. So I just happen to get super sacky hand and just draw into my pendulums here. And then I just normal team just to get one into my hand, just to add more, so that way I can just add more. Sacred Plane giving me a draw. The Violent Prism doing work right here, and then from here, as you can just obviously see, what he had down was an Abyss Sphere. He had an Abyss down. I'm easily gonna run over at least for over 12 over his strongest monster and stuff. And I mean, with that, even with the Abyss Sphere, you would have gone for dying, and even dying would have gone for a higher level monster. So it's like Crimson Blader, just from that point, kind of just really shut it down. So from there, as you can see, our opponent decided to scoop.
Got out of there real quick. He said, "Blader, no,
what?
We out. Deuces, Mermails out."
It's like, man, my girl called. Got scoop. Got scoop. So alright, on this next one, man, we're gonna be bringing you Chaos Strategy. So I start off here. My opponent, I guess, chose for me to start off on first, simply because, of course, the new 5-card start hand in TCG or in OCG. Sorry, Prince Dragun Derpy, But I get an alright hand. I happen to draw into some good stall traps. And I happen to get super sacky with just drawing into both of them, but I just didn't really want to do anything simply because I didn't have enough monsters. So I just sat on it. He goes from a close wire on the Dragon Metal. He tries to get his Dragon Metal back, and I figured I might as well banish it, because I figured he was gonna banish it anyway to bring out his Darkness Metal. So I go for Violent Prism here. He de-prisms my Violent Prism for some reason. Oh, but I guess it's with good reasons, because he had double de-prism. So here I go into a start drawing. Then I attack for the start drawing, which is 100 more than the Violent Prism, but I guess he decided not to de-prism that. Because he can hold out a little bit of damage as well. He goes for the Tough Newit and drops it for the Darkness Metal, but I deny him with my sweetest chain. And Really didn't want to, but I just felt like I really could not let that darkness metal just sit there. So from there he deprisons because after I honor after him. So he gives me an advantage here on 1,000 to attack near it. I happen to draw into a green gadget, and from here I feel like, alright, let's go, you know. Normal my green gadget, especially the second one, to draw into the yellow, go for the Dragun, just to add the 10 goldfish, just to like plus on the hand as much as I can. And he's just going for that 23 damage. He goes for the Dragon Shrine, trying to dump more monsters there. Goes for his darkness metal here, of course I did not, again with the Fiendish Chain. So he goes into a synchro into the Stardust Drag here just to run over my Tin Man. Or my Gear. This is pretty cool looking Tin Man. So right here I just go into the market, just spam everything I don't feel. Go to the Pearl, Diamond Cracking, which is a new nice OCG card. Well, for now he's OCG. But I believe, don't quote me on it, but I believe he's gonna be released. Look at that defense. But I believe he's gonna be right here, man. My opponent surprised the hell out of me with the 5-headed drag. Like, I mean, like, no matter what situation, you're facing a 5-headed drag that is heavy, you know.
5-headed dragon ain't nothing to fuck with.
Exactly. I was like, man, 5-headed drag is heavy, but definitely he surprised me here. So then he just goes in for that 24 damage on Gemini Pearl. So right here, I just happen to get into a nice draw where I can just add 2 of them. And I guess just to have all 3 on the field, I go into Green Gadget here. And then from all 3, I go into Ouroboros to bounce the 5-headed, go for the 20, and just finish them off from there. And from here, you can see TCG Harpies. This is where I feel we were versus against TCG Harpies, and this is where I feel like, man, like you can really see like where the deck draws power. And man, this guy right here, man, he is sick. Him and Mermello, I feel like are just gonna be just too nasty in Pendulums. Because as you can see, Mermello earlier, I mean, you know, even when I just summoned them, I can still add the trap card, you know, to my hand as long as you don't like negate the summon. You know what I'm saying? Like I still add the trap card to my hand and everything. And even when he's special summoned by the Pendulum, when he's special summoned right from my hand, or even from the grid, no matter how he's special summoned, but as soon as he's special summoned, he just pops a spell and trap card your opponent controls. So it's like, man, Mermello's just like too OP, especially like in these Pendulums, and as well as this Starship Spy Plane, because it's like, oh, even if you don't have like a Pendulum kind of chain going on, Starship Spy Plane can kind of also work for you, simply because like, man, I'll just get into the whole thing in that profile. But we're going against these TCG Harpies. Opens up a verse there, channel here. Drops the Genesis for the 131. And he goes into a Chidori for some strange reason.
Yeah, and just to inform you, your boy Shogun here, I run Harpies, okay?
Yes.
Instantly when I seen that play, I turned my head in shame. It was a very, very sad moment.
First turn Chidori, not the best, especially when I feel like, I mean,
you could have done a lot better.
Sat. I feel like you could have sat better with probably Cowboy. I mean, at least Cowboy defense burn you for 800 first turn. You know, like burn, get a little bit of damage, and even though I can't attack, I'm gonna burn you for 800 first turn. At least that, you know, especially more than the Chidori, because I mean I feel like the Chidori was just a useless play, especially when you could have just had 24 defense instead of 22 attack out there. You know. But we go into my turn here, and just because he controls it, and I don't see it, just like I said, just because he happens to have an disease, and I don't, and super sweet. Just like I said, him proving his usefulness. The Starship spy plane. I special summoned him, returned the Fiendish chain right before my monster just happened to get out there, get the Gear Dragun out there to get my 10. Like the whole thing was just exciting for me. You know what I'm saying? So from there, I just happened to end my turn, not doing my odd eyes play for some reason. I was just, like I said, pushing him dirty sometimes. At least in depth, bro. Don't play me in real life now. You don't want to see this. Wait, I'll go into my 10 play here. Because it's like, I don't care if you don't, like, Fiendish Chain them now. So I go into, like, I feel like I have a Fiendish Chain down myself. And I feel like I just wanted to have, like, a double Fiendish Chain. So I brought out that, big hand. So he upstarts here. Look for a hysteric party. And just spams the field with so many harpies. He tries to go for his play here, discarding the dancer, and he tries to activate this dancer. And from here, this is where I felt like he messed up the most, simply because I had already Fiendish Chain, the channeler and everything, and I mean I still had Big Hand obviously out on the field. You know what I'm saying? And obviously I know that you have nothing to chain off of, to that giant hand or big hand. But I kind of felt like Exciton Knight was kind of like the worst monster he could have went into, especially when he had the Phantasmal. He could have just Phantasmal and just went for straight damage, or yeah, it probably would have just been best to go for straight damage at that point and just like push, as much as you can, and just hope for some boss draws. But no, as you can see, we're playing derpies here instead of harpies. We're playing derpies. So I go ahead and just negate his extra time, and then he just activate his effect again, like it's gonna go off. But so I green gadget here, and he decides to just rid of everything of the field, and I figure, yeah, sure, fine. He goes in for Harpy Queen, goes in for the 19. He queens me for the 19, so I draw into the Sacred Queen, and I figure, like, I can play defense mode for quick second game. He draws into another game, so then he Chidori's, which I figured, alright, that's finally he made a good play with. Me dropping that 10 is actually, helping me out a little bit, as you see. But just having to lucky, of course, again, well, not lucky, I guess, running for a purpose, but get that, Pendulum out there, Sacred Cream draws, everything. I just have to go into the Stardust here, figured my well. And then, Burrows just to bounce back the card. Go for this 27, 35, and from there, his next card was a Cyber Harpy Lady. I checked it out before this video, and it was a Cyber Harpy Lady, so, I mean, even on the top deck, I would have just bought it. It was definitely a game. So, as you can see, they're just really bringing out their power on this one. Like, Pendulum Pandemic gadgets, just, oh man, just crazy. Just too crazy. But, alright, you already know we're just gonna meet you right over at the deck profile. Alright, YouTube, and we're back for the profile. So, very self-explanatory deck. We actually run 45, but simply because it just happens to just pull so much. It's just so draw power, just and search power orientated, that it's running a higher number is just not scary at all. To be honest with you, simply because it just happens to just focus so much on searching and drawing in a way. So triple green, of course, triple red wouldn't be the machines without them. Triple yellow, play triple Sacred Crane for those sweet draws in the pendulums. Triple 10 goldfish, just in case you ever need to, you know, uh, do your thing, without the pendulums, just for it to have some sustainability without pendulums and stuff. Star drawings, of course, some more star draw power. Mermello just to pull bottomless trap holes and pull the traps out of the deck, as well as when he special summoned, like I was explaining earlier, he can pop one of your opponent's spell and trap cards right out the gate before you even happen to go for anything. So it's like I feel like it's just a feat. It's like these monsters, Mermello and Spy Plane are just like super, just great field checkers. But two Mermello, two Kage Tokage, self-explanatory for that sustainability. Two Violon Prism, just because he's just I feel like the sweetest level for synchro monster or tuner monster, sweetest level 4 tuner monster out there. I mean, just pay 500 and I can add 1,000. Yeah, I rolls with that. Dragoon rolls with that. Starship spy plane, like I said, field checker, as well as he also in his own way also adds sustainability. Like say like your opponent happens to have sweet Xyz monster out there or anything, just bam right from the get go. Check your opponent's field, on the Starship spy plane, and then just go for another gadget. Double machines, you can go for the gear gigant and any other level 4 really you have. You know what I'm saying? But Goblindis, of course, two Goblindis, just for that sustainability. But I feel like Tin Goldfish is that boy, so we run him at 3, but Kage Tokage and Goblindis at 2. Now, two Magician of Astromancy, the new Pendulum cards, three Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragons, and two Magician of Chiromancy. And I feel like simply because two is because they just happen to clog up sometimes. Like I would happen to draw two of the Chronomancy, or I'd happen to draw two of the Astromancy or anything. Drawing two Odd Eyes Pendulum that is fine. That is drawing two Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, that is fine. But I feel like, with these, Shogun and I really felt it was like just clogging up too much sometimes, so I feel like, with Odd Eyes in there, it's just, it pulls so much that, you always have the possibility to just, draw right into him or start with him. And Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon with him at 3, he just adds it as well. So it's like, you know, less to search for with more to be able to search, So we feel like it was just a proper balance to the deck. 2 MST, of course, self-explanatory. We felt like, we really don't care about that back row. We're just gonna keep spamming that's why so many monsters. It's like we're just gonna keep spamming. We really don't care too much about that back row there. Double Fiendish Chain, just stop certain key plays, when things get hairy. One of them bottomless boys, one of them trap hole boys. Double Supply Unit, sweet card, new card, works really well. And double Pot of Dichotomy, simply because just allows you to just refill your whole extra deck right back up and then just draw 2 cards, possibly, like I said, just more draw power, right here. So for 45 decked in the card. In the extra, we have Crimson Blader. As you can see, he just wins games himself. Thought Ruler Arc Fiend, and the reason we have Thought Ruler Arc Fiend is simply because we felt like between Thought Ruler Arc Fiend and Stardust Dragons are like some of the best some of the best synchro monsters out there. And the reason Thought Ruler Arc Fiend is super sweet is simply because if you can gauge your opponent, like say like if you can guess your opponent, it's like, oh man, you seem kind of like a Dimensional Prism kind of guy, then okay, you're gonna deprison. I'm just gonna bring my Ruler Arc Fiend out there. But it's like, oh okay, you can gauge your opponent. It's like, oh okay, you're a Mirror Force kind of guy. Like I think you're a Mirror Force kind of guy. I'm just gonna bring Stardust out there. So I feel like it gives you like options between the two, And of course, whenever he destroys, just more life points. So one Black Rose Dragon, simply because I mean Black Rose in every deck. Just yeah. Like I feel like Dragoon says, Dragoon live by the Dragon's Code. I'm telling you, live by the Dragon's Code. Dragoon says Black Rose in every deck. One number 39 Utopia, kind of iffy in the deck. We are thinking about switching him out. Maybe putting something else that might be more useful or anything. but he's an exchangeable card more than anything. But one number 39 Utopia, one Evil Swarm or Burrows. Whether he starts out first turn, or because I mean with this deck you can easily start out first turn Ouroboros and just discard a card from your opponent's hand, which is always just an advantage, you know. And then if you just first turned them, you got them out there safely. So it's like you're sitting high and heavy on the field with 2750 already, you know. Which I mean I was able to just one game just Ouroboros and just push with Ouroboros the whole game. But one Diamond Crab King, just because, oh man, this guy, he's just gonna be sweet. I feel like Diamond Crab King is going to be that guy that runs. He shall be the Crimson Blader Destroyer. This guy shall be the Crimson Blader Destroyer simply because it's like, oh, okay, I can just detach, go from 0 to 3,000 in attack, and then once after I attack and I run over your monster, I'm just gonna switch back to defense and sit in 3,000 defense. So it's like you're not even gonna arc me after that. I feel like great card, and of course, speaking about the guy right next to him on arc, very self-explanatory. Sometimes just to avoid those fiendish chains, that Gem Knight Pearl, and of course to run over those pesky annoying cards. Like sometimes when your opponent brings like an Ophion and stuff like that, it's like okay, I'm gonna just run you over for 50.
And the best thing about Gem Knight is it's a normal XYZ monster, and with the amount of people that are running Fiendish Chain right now,
yes,
it's ridiculous.
Yes,
and this card right here is unaffected by Fiendish Chain just because it doesn't have an effect. So you really can't stop it unless you're trying to Mirror Force.
And I feel like he comes with a hefty enough of an attack, and I mean it's 100 over the Utopia, Gemini Pro is a boss. Just look at the way he stands up. He's a boss. He's a boss. So you heard it here. Shogun and Dragun agree. Gemini Pearl. You wear pearls. Everybody should wear pearls. Just everybody should wear pearls. Everybody should be rocking these pearls. Gear Genex, of course, but one Gear Genex. We feel like one. Simply because, like we said, the deck pulls so much. You sometimes pulls too much. So I feel like one Gear Genex. You don't want to limit yourself on Xyz options simply because you want to pull even more from the deck. Sometimes you gotta know when to limit pulling. One of them Xtra boys, of course, self-explanatory. Just when you can happen to have the right moment, when you happen to see the right moment, that's why I feel like Xtra's not a Black Rose, because I mean Xtra is like a mini Black Rose. He's like a Twister compared to the Hurricane. but yeah, he's sweet though. But Twister compared to the Hurricane. Because I mean, his second, by the second time, it's like, oh, your opponent's battle phase. It's like, no, I'm just gonna unarc it, or really, I'm just gonna run over you. Well, yeah, you wouldn't be able to run over it, but it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna unarc it or bounce it or just, Dejin, Dejin it or something. It's like, yeah, I could just Maestroke it, but Maestroke very self-explanatory. King of the Pharaoh Limps, really, like I said, just a pull from the deck, but only one. Like we said, and really you run double Kage anyway, so it's like, you only need to activate his effect once. So if you just happen to get it off once, it's fine, Unless you happen to have this other Kage still in the deck, and then, hey man, go for the second one if you can. One Mecha Phantom Beast Dracosec and one Big Eye, and the reason for this, people, the reason we put the Mecha Phantom Beast Dracosec and the Big Eye is simply because we have noticed that we, more times than often, pull both of them simply by pulling Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, and then we are able to summon two Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragons in a single Pendulum summon. So we figured, why not, just gain advantage off of it and just run the two best level 7 rank 7 Xyz that's out there. And down here, the only thing that's really exchangeable out the deck, because everything else is just like, this is just like not much, But the what we have been focusing on as a side deck, don't even pay much attention to the side deck, but is adhesion, simply because adhesion is boss with trap tricks. That's if you can like maybe run triple trap tricks. Like there's many ways you can work the deck around. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to add your own other tuner that you feel is like more boss, or like other things like that. You know, uh, go for it and stuff. But double adhesion and double iron call, simply because they be some bosses. Giant hand, giant hand. He be working out there. I feel like in some cases, as you can see in the video earlier, he just really does his job and stuff. So you already know this is your boy Prince Dragun
And your boy Saint Shogun.
saying,
Yo,
"Yo, peace out."
deuces.
Check out these new pendulums, niggas.